Okay, so here I am in the front yard with Finn just working on some of that attention work we talked about. So what I like to do is take our puppies into an environment they might be a little bit more distracted. I like to start easy with front yard, maybe even backyard if it's really difficult for them to stay focused on us. But Finn does pretty good. So I'm just standing in one place, and when he makes eye contact, I mark and treat. And I can do it for 5 minutes. I can do it for 1 minute. Sometimes I do it just periodically throughout the day. And sometimes I do it when I am about to head out on a walk to kind of set the scene for attention while we're going to be doing something. But that's pretty much the basics. And as we do this, we can reward those check-ins with us. Those, like, if you acknowledge that I'm here, good things happen, right? That way that on walks or in different situations, they can pop up and look at us and kind of figure out what to do from there, if that makes sense. And he does great. He checks in regularly. I even have to move around a little bit to get him to get him more distracted. But as long as he's looking at me, he's getting treated. Okay, so here I'm doing about the same thing. It's a little bit later. So I was initially on one side of my car because I sometimes use a car as a barrier to kind of lessen the distraction, if you will. They can just see a lot less of the whole neighborhood, and it kind of just gives me a smaller area to work with. So this time I went out on the sidewalk where we can see a lot more cars. If there are people, we can see them a lot further away and different things. There's different smells on the side. So I'm just mixing up, doing the same thing, but I'm doing it in a new context. Not really a new space, but a new context. And he does great. You can see that he voluntarily gives me a lot of check-ins. And I'm not waiting for him to sit or do anything specific.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for those check-ins.
Guy. Oh my goodness.
I added this quick little video because it was a really awesome recall. Not only did he run to me really, really fast, but he sat when he got there and kind of hung out until I released him. So it was beautiful. Okay, so I went ahead and slowed down this video. And I'm going to try to break it down as quick as I can. So here he is. He's doing the thing that we know he does. He's hitting the end of the leash, popping back, grabbing. Okay, so right here, I went ahead and dropped as much leash as I could. So if I was in the backyard, I would drop the whole leash. But I'm in the front yard, so I dropped as much as I could to give him all the slack he needed. And then I waited for him to kind of throw this fit where he's chewing and munching. And I'm just giving him a second. As soon as he breaks it for a minute, I mean, he definitely goes back in, but as soon as he broke it for a minute, I went ahead and used a treat to lure him away and ask him for a behavior I think he can do. I asked him for a sit. He did it well enough, so I went ahead and asked him for a down. So I marked, and I marked calmly, yes. I'm going to treat him calmly too. So I'm going to treat him there, tossing him on the ground so he kind of has to like sniff him up a little bit. And then I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to treat him here for a minute and kind of get myself together and let him get himself together. We're just settling. We're kind of coming down from the explosion that just happened. And he does a great job. You can see he kind of pops his hip down, so he even settles into that down. And he's not ready to jump up at any moment. So we stay here for a minute. I let him look around. I wait for some eye contact. I'm just doing a few tiny little things. I know there's some eye contact, so I marked and treated for that. And this right here, I can't say for sure every time because I'm not seeing it. This right here came from overstimulation. He wanted to go inside. I called him back. He got excited to come back. He's excited to work, but he's also excited to go inside. There's a lot of feelings. There's a lot of emotions, and it's overwhelming to him. So he's not necessarily tired or need a nap. It doesn't mean that he needs to go up because we kind of already addressed that situation. All that I'm seeing here is that he's overstimulated, so I went inside. I let him play with some toys. I sat on the ground, did some calm toy play with him. I gave him a puzzle toy. He didn't work on it too much, but he got a few of the kibbles out and just settled down. Then we actually, within 10 minutes, went back out and tried again, and he did fine. So in those moments, if we know that he's had a nap, we know that he's had rest, and we know that he's not tired and all his other needs have been met, then we can go ahead and just call it for now, what we're doing. Okay, so this is after he jumped out of the gate. I went ahead and put him back in the X pen and stayed close by and kind of treated him for settling and just staying in the gate. Next time I put him in this area, I'll have a taller X pen set up around it. That way he can't practice the behavior of jumping, and hopefully it won't become a habit. But that's all that this clip was for. But he does really well, and he's actually a lot more calm and settled and quiet than he was the first time. So not only is he not jumping, but he's also settling a lot better. So this was a good practice after that kind of escape. But he did good. He's so cute.